All of Midland right now is under a boil water notice. The city making that announcement just 2 hours ago. It's all because of a water main break that happened 2 days ago. We're waiting right now for a press conference. The city's expected to talk to us, but let's talk about that water main break. It happened again on Tuesday on the west side of Midland. It's in the area around Highway 158 and Highway 191. That's kind of in the area where HEB is, the West Grasslands Estates area. This is a look at that break. Let's take a look at the video. This video is from one of our viewers. Mark Johnson, he was able to capture it all on camera. The city said a contractor cut a water main line. Now, at the time, they didn't tell us to boil the water. They told people in the area just to run their taps for about 20 minutes to get any debris out of it. Now, we are now under a boil water notice, not just parts of the city of Midland, the entire city of Midland. If you want to use the water in your home right now, here's what you need to know. You need to boil your water. That includes tap water and reverse osmosis water, or RO. It's not safe either. You need to bring the water to a rolling boil for 1 full minute, then turn off the heat and let it cool. Pour it into a clean, sanitized container with a lid on top of it to store it. You need to use this water if you're drinking, brushing your teeth, washing fruits and vegetables, and preparing food. You also need to use it to make baby food, ice, and be sure to give it to your pets as well. Now, the press conference is about to get underway. We're going to join it live. This is at the water treatment plant in Midland. Let's listen in.
The state is aware. The county has already issued an emergency declaration. We as the city, I just signed an emergency declaration in the room adjoining to us. So the state is involved. Libby over at the food bank is helping us tremendously. The county emergency management is involved. So all the different places that need to be involved have been contacted. We've even had a phone call from Congressman Craddock's office to offer any help. And so everybody's engaged. Any other questions? All right, we'll see you at 10 o'clock downtown.
Okay, again, you just heard from Mayor Patrick Payton about the boil water notice that is for the entire city of Midland. We've got a lot to unpack here, but let me hit a couple of the highlights. No one noticed this indicator that was saying that the water was getting too low in the reservoir. That allowed dirty water to basically get into the system. Right now, the mayor says that the water that is in the system looks like lake water. So it's pretty dirty and gross looking. So if you did have water in between that time, a cup or two, the health department says you are absolutely fine. You're okay. It's not going to hurt you. It'd be just like drinking lake water. One other thing I want to follow up with, again, you do need to boil your water, whether it's tap water or reverse osmosis water. Both have to be boiled before you consume it. Lastly, the city is working right now to get 4 distribution centers in place for water so you can go get it. Good evening, everyone. I'm Crystal Cruz. It is the biggest story of the day. Right now, the entire city of Midland is under a boil water notice. Every single person that lives there is affected. The city and county have issued a state of emergency. It's all because of a water line break Tuesday that led to a problem at the water treatment plant. How bad is it? The mayor of Midland describes the water at the plant looking just like dirty lake water. Well, tonight we're bringing you team coverage from how long this boil water notice will be in place to where you can get water. We're going to begin now with Jason Freund. Jason, within the last 2 hours, we heard from city leaders for the first time. What new information did the mayor and city workers, what were they able to tell us?
Yeah, so far this boil water notice was issued and will last for at least 2 days or until mid-Saturday, whichever one comes first.
All right, thanks, Jason. All this was, again, we told you, caused by a water main break. That water main break happened on Tuesday on the west side of Midland. It was in the area around Highway 158 and Highway 191. Tyler, what can you tell us?
Yeah, that's right. I'm here off Highway 158 where this water line behind me broke on Tuesday. I got a chance to speak with Carl Crago. He's the utilities director with the city of Midland. He told me that an excavator for JD Contractors working on a housing complex here went too low for a road and hit a water line below ground. Now, they expect this line to be repaired by the morning, but getting water in and tested pushes the timeline back to Saturday morning or afternoon for all of this to be behind us. Now, this line is the secondary water source and is directly connected to the water source that provides 20 million gallons of water to the city of Midland per day. Now, Red Deer Construction is the city's emergency contractor. They're the ones currently working on the situation behind me. As I'll step out, you can see we have some backhoes here. They're pumping water right now. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing with that water, but they are trying to, I guess, flush out all the mud and debris that they have in there right now. Now, none of that water got into the water system. It is a concrete steel line, 30-inch pipe, and they have to weld on the fix. I was here earlier this afternoon as well when they had a backhoe digging around the break, and they were rolling in what looked like tubing on a bobcat. More personnel, as you can see, are out here now, but not much activity is taking place necessarily. One worker told me they are currently trying to get everybody here they need to get it all fixed. It's obviously a very unfortunate situation. It's unprecedented really here in the city of Midland. Stick with News West 9 as we'll have more coverage moving forward.
Tyler, thanks. The city of Midland is making sure everyone has access to clean water. They are setting up distribution centers where you can pick up bottled water. Now, they started working on that a couple of hours ago. Anthony, where can people go?
You still need to get water. You can go to these 4 water distribution centers. They're going to be right here behind me. We're going to blow that up for you so you can see. First of all, it's Stonegate Fellowship there on the west side of town, west of the Loop. We have First Baptist Church there near downtown Midland, Midland College, the Shapp Center in particular there on the north side of Midland, and also the MLK Center on the east side of town. You can go to any 4 of these locations and pick up that water. And please just make sure that you are being patient. The mayor has already said people are making runs to the grocery store for water. So remember, please only take what you need. Think about what your neighbor might need as well. And please, y'all, be patient in line, and everyone's going to get what we need. Crystal?
All right. Thanks, Anthony. Just a quick update to that. We're still waiting to see when those water distribution centers will be open. And we have also learned in the last 30 minutes that the Midland School District is canceling classes tomorrow. Midland Christian is also shutting down tomorrow, too. The boil water notice, as we told you, is expected to be lifted by Saturday, so this shouldn't impact classes next week. Just for instructions from the school district. A lot of you have been worried. You contacted us because we've all been using that water the past couple of days. Well, the Midland Health Department says do not worry. It's basically like drinking a cup of lake water, which in small amounts isn't dangerous. Now, if you want to use the water in your home, you need to boil it. So here's what you need to know. This water includes tap water and reverse osmosis water, or RO. RO is not safe either. So bring water to a rolling boil for 1 full minute. Turn off the heat after that and let the water cool off. Then you can pour it into a clean, sanitized container with a lid on top so that you can store it. Now, you need to use this water for drinking, brushing your teeth, washing fruits and vegetables, and preparing food. You'll also need to use it to make ice. And don't forget, you need it to give to your pets, too.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching News West 9 at 10. I'm Alex Camerata. You'll recall this video you're seeing that we showed you earlier this week, a water main break in Midland on Tuesday. Local Midlander Mark Johnson was able to capture this break on his phone. Now, this happened at 191 and 158, and as you can see, water just spitting out. And it looks like that was just the start of a bigger issue leading into today's top story, a boil water notice being issued by the city of Midland. Tonight, Mayor Patrick Payton issuing a disaster declaration in addition to that boil water notice to all Midland residents. He's also called on help from the city of Odessa, West Texas Food Bank, and the entire state of Texas. For those of you who need to contact the city for any emergency-related issues, Mayor Payton has provided this phone number below, and that number is 432-688-4688. 4160. And meanwhile, schools around Midland have announced that they will be closed tomorrow. As of now, Midland ISD, Midland Christian, and Midland College have canceled their classes for Friday due to the boil water notice. At the moment, we still don't know if Trinity School will be closing and whether these cancellations will run until Monday. As for daycare centers, there's 7 that have announced that they are closing. And for a full list of those schools, you can visit our website, newswest9.com. Well, we've been tracking this story all day long now. The city of Midland holding a press conference earlier today. They're back around tonight holding one here. And let's take you out live there to the city and see what they've got for us tonight at this press conference.
Into the fray here and into the picture to help us with all the planning and the implementation and everything that's going on. So we want you to be able to hear from all of these people. Every sector of this community is engaged in helping people through this situation. We want to give to you as many answers as we can. More than likely, we'll be in this situation right up until Saturday morning, but we want to let you hear from all the different people involved and thank all the people that are involved. So I'll just turn it over to them, each one of them. I'll ask them to introduce themselves and give you a report, and then I'll come in at the end and we'll start taking questions in that regard. So I'll turn it over to Carl Crago now.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Okay, just a recap there. What they're saying that they're hoping to get the water back up and running by Saturday. So they're trying to get it through tomorrow into Saturday, get water back up and running in the city of Midland. They also said that the water distribution centers, they're going to be stocking up by 1 and 2 o'clock tomorrow. So a couple of takeaways from there. But they're working obviously around the clock there to try and get the water back and running. We also know now that they told us there, another quick recap, that people without water, they do have water now. So anybody without water, it should be running, but it's not yet clean, so they're making sure that's taken care of there. So great work out there, getting some information there from our city leaders. And we've been following continuing coverage of this water main break in Midland since earlier this afternoon. And Tyler Dupnick, who is out there, joins us now from the scene where it all happened. And Tyler, what more can you tell us?
Yeah, that's right, Alex. I am off Highway 158, where right behind me the water line broke, and that was on Tuesday. Obviously, the crews are hard at work trying to repair it. I was able to speak with Carl Crago, who is the utilities director for the city of Midland, earlier this evening, and he told me an excavator by the J.D. King contractors for this housing complex went too low for a road and hit a water line below ground. Now, they expect this to be repaired by the morning, but getting water in and tested pushes back the timeline to Saturday morning or afternoon for all this to be behind us. This line is directly connected to the water source that can bring 20 million gallons of water per day to Midland.
So this line is our secondary water source, and without being able to turn this water source up on to make up for the water we couldn't send out of the plant is what caused the boil water notice.
Red Deer Construction is the city's emergency contractor, and they're working on this right now. It is a concrete steel line, 30-inch pipe, and they have to weld on the fix. I was here earlier this afternoon when they had a backhoe digging around the break and were rolling in what looked like tubing on a bobcat. Earlier this evening, it looked like they were flushing water out from the exact area where the line broke. And it's important to note that none of this water ever made it into the system. Now, right now, it sounds like some drilling and cutting is going on, but it's hard to know exactly what the project looks like. Ultimately, they are hard at work here into the night, and it's just really an unfortunate situation now. It's never happened in the city of Midland before, but obviously, like I said, the crews are back there working hard to get it fixed as soon as possible. So be sure to stick with News West 9 as we continue to give you the updates in this developing story. In Midland, Tyler Dupnick, News West 9.
Tyler, thanks. And you think this boil water notice is inconvenient for you at home? Imagine being a restaurant during this whole thing. Over at MD Pizza, they're not just tossing their dough to make their pizzas, they're having to toss out things like ice for drinks, not to mention the fact they've got to use fresh water for their sauce and dough.
Some of the dough I did throw away that I made yesterday, so I'm kind of working with a limited amount. I'm having to go out of like this city just to go get some water, gallons of water. I'll probably get like 50 to 100 gallons of water just to be able to survive, honestly. But it's super.
Now, Austin is trying to be considerate and is only buying what he needs. He tells us customers are also asking him for help.
Customers are already coming in to the restaurant buying the orders that they already placed just to see if I have bottles of water.
Now, right now, MD Pizza isn't closing. They're planning on serving bottled drinks with orders, but the owner is worried about how long this will last, just how long he'll manage to stay open. And with the water boil notice in effect, the city has provided locations where they will be handing out the water, as you heard in that press conference. So here's a list of locations you can visit to get a case of water in the meantime. Now, it should be noted, the city's saying they hope to open these centers around 1 to 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. They're going to be here on this map over at Midland College Shap Center, the MLK Center, Stonegate Fellowship, and on West Wadley in First Baptist Church.